Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhiraye Nashtaprayesha Badreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 8 and Text 22. Kalena Saha Ajaha Purusha Ayusha Abhi Pravrutta Yogena Viruda Bodha Swayam Tat Antah Hrudaya Avadhatam Apashyata Yat Na Purvam Kalena Sojah Purushayushabhi Pravrutta Yogena Viruda Bodha Swayam tad antar hrudayeva bhatam apashyata yanna purvam kalena sojah purushayushabhi pravrutta yogena viruda bodha Swayam tadantara hrudayeva bhatam apashyata yanna purvam. Kalena, in due course of time, Saha, he, Ajaha, the self-born Brahma, Purusha Ayusha, by the duration of his age, Abhipravrutta, being engaged, Yogena, in meditation, Virudha, develop, Bodha, intelligence, Swayam, automatically, Tat Antah Hrudaye, in the heart, Avabhatam, manifested, Apashyata, Sa, Apashyata, did see, Yat, which, Na, not, Purvam, before. Translation, purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. At the end of Brahma's 100 years, when his meditation was complete, he developed the required knowledge, and as a result, he could see in his heart the Supreme within himself, whom he could not see before with the greatest endeavor. Please repeat. At the end of Brahma's 100 years, when his meditation was complete, he developed the required knowledge, and as a result, he could see in his heart the Supreme within himself, whom he could not see before with the greatest endeavor. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Lord can be experienced only through the process of devotional service and not by one's personal endeavor in mental speculation. The age of Brahma is calculated in terms of Divya years, which are distinct from the solar years of human beings. The Divya years are calculated in Bhagavad Gita. Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Ahar Yad Brahmano Viduhu. Brahma's one day is equal to 1000 times the aggregate of the 4 yugas, calculated to be 43 lakh years. On that basis, Brahma meditated for 100 years before he could understand the supreme cause of all causes, and then he wrote the Brahma Samhita, which is approved and recognized by Lord Chaitanya, and in which he sings Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. One has to wait for the mercy of the Lord before one can either render service unto him or know him as he is. Sanstha Bhaktivedanta Parpoto Madhyanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurinmilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nitanamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nivishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So finally Lord Brahma got success. In this verse we can see Apashyata Pashyata Yanna Purvam. What he is trying to understand previously, he was trying to understand the source of his creation and source of everything around him. So we have seen his endeavors. He tried his best. But when he found that his endeavors are not meeting with success, he started concentrating on the Supreme Lord, which is called meditation. So now, because of his meditation, how much time Purusha Ayusha Bhi, according to his calculation, Divya years, 100 years he has meditated. Pravritta Yogena Viruda Bodhaha, then he became intelligent. He got the required knowledge, and as a result, Swayam Tadantara Hrudaye, he perceived the Supreme Lord in his heart. We will see how he perceived, how that Supreme Lord looks, and the various descriptions are there in the next verses. So we should, first point is that we should know that he has not meditated on a candle. He has not meditated on one dot on the wall, nor he meditated on his swasa, There's one fellow who used to popularize this. Now he's not, no more. His vasa is stopped. So, when he meditated on the Supreme only, then he got the required knowledge. Viruddha Bodha. If they meditate on anything else, they will only develop ignorance. Candle ignorance or dot ignorance, swasa ignorance. They will only develop that. So here he has meditated in such a way on the Supreme Lord. So he got the required knowledge and then he saw the Lord. Knowledge should be like that. It should enable us to see Krishna. We should have darshan of Krishna. That is called knowledge, or that is called philosophy. Philosophy means that which will allow you to have darshan of the Supreme Lord. Not only in the deity, but anywhere that a devotee sees, he should be able to perceive darshan of the truth, the absolute truth. So he has been endeavoring to find the source, and he is using all mechanical processes, particularly mental speculation. And if the source was to be a mechanical object, a jada padarth, or some kind of a energy, then probably he would have become successful. But the source happens to be a person, a conscious being. Bhagavatam, in the beginning only we have learned. Janmadi yasya yatonvayat itarataschaddeshu abhijna. The original source of all, janma, sthiti, all those things is a conscious being. Conscious being means all the while Brahma is trying to reach the original source. The original source is conscious. He is also conscious, he is observing. He is continuously observing Brahma's endeavors. That is the meaning of conscious. It's not that only we are trying to see the Lord is also seeing us. That is the consciousness. That is not stone, that is not, the source is not the stone, it's not mechanical object, it's not some power. A conscious being is also observing. Let us say I am in the office. Somebody is trying to come from the front door. That is the proper way. Let us say somebody is trying to come from the side window. Obviously I will not like it. In fact, I will consider that he is a thief. Somebody who is coming like that. He has no idea. Why? Because I am a conscious person. Instead of me, let us say there is one stone there, and somebody is trying to come from window. It doesn't make any difference. For the stone, it doesn't make. Does it make any difference? It doesn't make. Somebody comes from the front door or side door or back door, stone has nothing to do. But because I am a conscious being, I expect that they follow the rules and regulations that I decide. They have to recognize me as a person. They have to follow the rules and regulations that I decide, and then only I'll allow. Otherwise, I am not obligated to allow. So similarly, the Supreme Person is looking at all the endeavors of Brahma. He is watching. But then he has not allowed Brahma to reach him or understand him. as long as Brahma is using a process called Manogata. Manorathena Manogata. These are all Sanskrit words for English word called mental speculation. What is this speculation? Thinking in the mind becomes a speculation. So we should not think at all? No. Speculation means wherever the mind takes you, if you go there, that is called speculation. And where will the mind, the conditioned mind take you? It will take you to only some material destinations. Sitting here, you can go to America, Statue of Liberty. Immediately your mind will go there. Yes, it can take you there. Or sitting here, if I say Tirupati, Tirumala, immediately you will remember some, pictures. It can take you there. So that's the capacity of the mind. It can take you to various destinations. Manogati. And if you don't know anything previously, let us say you don't know Tirupati, and then I will say Tirupati, then what will happen to you? You will remember our accountant. His name is also Tirupati. This is mind. Mind has the previous experience. If it doesn't have experience, then what it does is, it mixes 2-3 pieces of information, stitches it, and then it will give you an answer. Some answer it will give. So like Prabhupada says, golden mountain, it stitches and proposes to you one golden mountain. That's why this is also called mental concoction. Concoction, decoction, they are connected. Like in our childhood days, now also probably it is very popular, there is coffee decoctions. The decoction means they put the powder and this and that, and they mix nicely, they filter it, and then that is called decoction. Concoction means same thing. Mind will take all the known pieces, put them into one masala, and that is called concoction. It's a very powerful process, minds. Don't underestimate this. It can take a person crazy. This concoction process. Apparently there is nothing, but it creates so much value by its concoction that the person goes crazy. Like the other day I was mentioning, the second topmost fear in the people's mind is fear of spider. Spider. And in the first 5, death is also not there. They don't have fear of death, but they have fear of spider. Why is that? It is called, it's a phenomena called concoction. Go on, adding, running, spinning in the brain. It works always. Let us say we have some little issue with someone. Then you see how mind works. Tak, spinning. More it spins, more value. How do you know you are giving value to something? The more time you hold it in the mind, then you know you are giving a lot of value to it. Mind also will think, okay, it must be very valuable. That's why he is spending so much time. A mind is also learning. It's very, very important to him. So that's why in the last verse, when you see, when Brahmaji started focusing on Krishna, that is called self-surrender. Because instead of giving value to some his own material things, he controlled all those objectives and he concentrated his mind on the Supreme Lord. This is what the purport that verse says. So he stopped giving value to all these whatever objectives he has in life and started focusing on the Supreme. That actually relieved him from his unnecessary endeavor in this world. He almost came to the brink of his final time. So we have to be careful. In the mind, whatever subject you are doing, you are actually surrendering to that subject. You will become a servant of that. Mind is always like a master. And Krishna says, if you don't control the mind, it's a worst master. Very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. This mind is. And once you spin and spin and spin and spending time on any particular subject, you are becoming subservient to that subject. If it is a person, you are surrendering to. Even if you are hating somebody, still you are actually becoming a servant. So, mind is very extremely powerful. And each person has his own way of these concoctions, where he wants to spend time. Everybody spends time. Prabhupada says everyone is compact in his thought. Compact means he is caught up. That's all. There is a boundary within which he goes on thinking. They cannot even come out of it. They don't know that there is a subject matter which will take him out of all this. I have no idea. Though so compact, and they will move within that only. They cannot come out of it. Like one day in front of the office, I was seated on the chair, trying to get some sun rays and all that. Then when I sat, I saw just in front of me, there a big group of some kitas going on here. Initially I thought they are coming towards me, but actually I found that they are going in circles, but they are not coming anywhere closer to me. I was seated there for next half an hour or so, chanting my rounds and all that. There's big Akash is there all around. They are not moving. They have some routine or some ritual, we don't know. Like that. Next hours together, they are there only. So difficult to cross. So sometimes we think, we have freedom in mind. Actually, illusory it is. It is catching you up in, a certain standard patterns of thinking, which we call it as habit. So, anyway, coming back to this manogati, concoction ability of the mind is extremely serious matter. We have to be very careful. One famous concoction which is there in everybody. Each person concocts in his own way, but there is one famous concoction which is there in everybody is the value that they give to sex life. Every conditioned soul, particularly in this age, they give so much value to this sex life. How can you say so much value? You see how much time he spends on sex in his mind. Outside people, they have no other business. Always go on spinning that. Of course, somebody did a survey. What do Indians think most? Indians. Then they found there are two topics. One is sex and one is politics. What this man said, what that man said. That politician said, this politician said. So beware of the subject which is taking a lot of time in your mind. Beware. You will become dasa of that subject. So the value of the sex here in Bhagavatam is tucham, supposed to be 1 paisa, but that's been given value of 1 crore. Look at where is 1 paisa and where is 1 crore. This unnecessary inflation of the value has made family lives havoc. It created a havoc in family lives. With great expectations, these families will begin, and when they see that the actual value is only 1 paisa, then immediately they want divorce and this and that. So this is the danger. If we give too much value to a particular issue, a particular challenge, a particular topic, beyond what it actually deserves, it is unnecessary waste of time, and also it will create havoc. So that's why this manogata, concoction tendency has to be clearly understood. A very dangerous thing it is. That's why Krishna says, don't allow it to become your enemy. So that's why here Brahmaji, he was such an exalted person. He could come out of his concoction tendency and then somehow started meditating on the Supreme. So as soon as he started meditating on the Supreme Lord, Prabhupada explains, since it's a self-surrender, Krishna agreed to be visible. The Supreme Lord agreed to become visible. See, you can approach Krishna, the original source, according to the terms that the original source decides. If you want to come to my office, I decide how you should come. Similarly, every HOD is there, let us say. He decides how the things should happen in his department. It's natural. Like in one of the neighboring states, we used to interact with the government. There was a previous government, and let us say the chief minister has to come. We used to see certain arrangements in a certain way. And let us say government changes, and then a new chief minister comes, and then you will see if he has to come, then the arrangements will be different, completely different sometimes. How is it? Please understand, he is a person, a conscious being. No, previously you said this route is okay. Now why are you changing again? Let us say the previous one is interested in say meditation. New one is, I'm just saying, they will have some levels of security and this. There is a process, and the process is exclusively dependent on the chief minister. It is dependent on chief minister. But because here chief ministers change, the process is not stable. But since the Supreme Lord is without any second, there is no competition, He remains, His process remains eternally. So that's why that process is non-different from Him. Whatever Krishna creates, it is not different from Him. It reflects His nature. The systems which we found in this world, the various laws and material laws and all that, they are not different from Krishna. Idam hi vishvam bhagavan ivetaro. The whole universal structure and phenomena, everything is not different from Him. Because He has put in all this in place. And that's all. Nobody else to come there and change all these things. No, this is all not good. No, there is no such competition to Krishna. But the nature that we perceive in this world is His external nature. That is His external nature, which is called external energy of the Supreme Lord. Okay, so Brahma, by here this example, he is showing us what is the process that we have to follow to reach Krishna. And Krishna mentions that. He says, Bhaktyamam abhijanati. Only by the process of bhakti you can reach me. And when Krishna says that, it is not that one cannot doubt, why only bhakti. Let us say if somebody wants to come to my office, they cannot say, why I have to come like this, I'll come from side door. No, if you want to see me, you have to come that way only. Why? Because I am a person. If it is instead of person on my seat, let us say there is one stone. You come this way, that way, that way. That doesn't matter. Doesn't make any difference. So, this is a very important person. So, Krishna, let us see what he says in the 11th canto. He says, Na sadayati mam yogo. Nobody can satisfy me by yoga. This yogasanas, pranayam, all those things. Na sadayati mam yogo. Na sankhyam. By analyzing this material world in terms of 25, 26 elements. Dharma means this varnashrama. Uddhava, na swadhyaya, reading Vedas on their own. Tapaha, by severe austerities. Somebody will simply decide, every Tuesday or every Wednesday or Thursday, I will do some fasting and all that. They will not get any benefit. Tyagaha, by renouncing. Yatha bhakti mama urjita. Clearly mentioning all the processes that the human being attempts in order to achieve the Supreme. He is saying they will not be satisfying to me. I will just read the translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna said, My dear Uddhava, neither through Ashtanga Yoga, bracket, the mystic yoga system to control the senses, nor through impersonal monism or an analytical study of the absolute truth, nor through study of the Vedas, nor through practice of austerities, nor through charity, nor through acceptance of sannyas can one satisfy me, as much as one can by developing unalloyed devotional service unto me. So, Bhaktyamam abhijanati and this Uddhava Gita, Arjuna Gita, Uddhava Gita, both, where Krishna is clearly mentioning that no other process can satisfy me, only unalloyed devotional service, which is practiced under an unalloyed devotee like Srila Prabhupada. Then only it is possible to satisfy Krishna. Any questions? Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.
One small question, Prabhu. Here, in translation, it is written that Brahma find himself within himself. So, without spiritual master, he could find out, or he had any help of spiritual master? Because we know only with help of spiritual master we can reach Krishna or find Krishna. But how could he, by his mental speculation, one can understand or know Krishna? Or, because here it is mental speculation, I think, as far I remember. He speculated and find out Krishna.
No, actually, initially attempted that path, mental speculation. He made a lot of attempts. Actually, he was from the top, he was coming down, again going up, coming down, and Vishnu is watching. The Lord is watching. So we will see we have seen in the previous verses, when he is doing all that out of compassion, the Lord himself utters the words, tapa. But Brahma knows what the tapa means. He has that previous knowledge. So immediately he does tapas. And so, because all those descriptions are already given before, here Maitreya has, you will see, he is now coming very fast towards what kind of a darshan Brahmaji had. That we will see in the next few verses. Elaborately describes about Vishnu.
Okay. So one more question, Prabhu.
Yeah.
In the Satya Yoga, the process is yoga meditation.
Yeah.
So will they get realization of absolute feature or only Paramatma feature? Because they meditate on Paramatma form, if I am not wrong. So they'll get full realization of absolute truth, Bhagavan feature, or just they'll have that partial understanding that Paramatma is not full understanding. It's a partial expansion.
Yeah.
So they get Bhagavan feature too.
They'll get Bhagavan. In all these 4 yugas, the Yoga Dharma, if anyone follows, he gets the complete understanding of the absolute truth. That means Bhagavan understanding. So Yugavatara of that age is Bhagavan feature. So he will realize him. We will realize Radha Krishna, their combined form Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gaur Nitai. So like that, they will realize the Bhagavan feature, and then that is the perfection.
Thank you, Prabhu.
శ్రీకృష్ణుణ్ణి చేరుకోవడానికి బృందావనం వైపు ఉరకలేస్తున్న యమునోత్రి, కైలాసం చేరుకోవడానికి పరుగులు తీస్తున్న గంగోత్రి, శంకరుణ్ణి శాంతపరచడం లక్ష్యంగా పాండవులు నిర్మించిన కేదార్నాథ్, ఆధ్యాత్మిక సాధనకు స్ఫూర్తినిచ్చే ఆ నరుడు నారాయణుడు నడయాడిన ప్రదేశం బద్రీనాథ్. ఈ 4 ధామాల దివ్య దర్శనమే మన చార్ధామ్ యాత్ర ప్రతి భారతీయుడి ఆకాంక్ష. రండి ఈ మహోన్నత యాత్రలో భాగస్వాములమవుదాం.
హరే కృష్ణ గోల్డెన్ టెంపుల్ వారి మరో అపురూప కానుక హరే కృష్ణ వాణి ఆధ్యాత్మిక మాసపత్రిక. ఇప్పుడు మొబైల్ యాప్ ద్వారా కూడా సులభంగా పత్రికలు చదువుకునే సౌకర్యం, వార్షిక సభ్యత్వం, భగవద్గీత, భాగవత ప్రవచనాలు, స్ఫూర్తి సందేశాలు, ఇంకా మరెన్నో సదుపాయాలతో హరే కృష్ణవాణి మొబైల్ యాప్ నేడే డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోండి. మరిన్ని వివరాల కోసం కాల్ చేయండి 9133107700.
శ్రీకృష్ణుణ్ణి చేరుకోవడానికి బృందావనం వైపు ఉరకలేస్తున్న యమునోత్రి, కైలాసం చేరుకోవడానికి పరుగులు తీస్తున్న గంగోత్రి, శంకరుణ్ణి